the Post. And I'm sure you're wondering, what is this? What is this? This is really an amazing, brand new community. It is a community for entrepreneurs. It is a community for us exclusively at Mailbox Power. And this really came about because I don't know if you all remember when Facebook went down for like 6 hours a couple of months ago. And I went into panic mode immediately and called Justin and was like, what are we going to do? We have no way to communicate. And so, Justin, really, this was the impetus for what we've developed here with this brand new community called the Post. He said, we shouldn't have to rely on somebody else. We should have our own community. We should be able to communicate with people on our own terms and do that whenever we want. And so because of that, we have this very cool thing. Justin, do you want to say anything before I push the button?
Well, exactly. I mean, that was the impetus for all of this was we want a better way to communicate with all of you. And right now, I'm so tired, honestly, guys, of having to go through third parties to talk to you, to communicate with you. So what we did, and you can go ahead and switch the slide here to the next screen, is we spent a bunch of time and effort and built our own mobile app. And our own mobile app, it is called the Post, and it is essentially a replacement for our communication platforms, for social media, for Facebook groups, for all of that kind of stuff. Right here in the palm of your hand, you can now install the Post and you can access all of the amazing groups. You can access all of the content, the training, all of the information about the business. You can even access Mailbox Power itself through the mobile app. What's funny, Vanessa, is this started out as a way to kind of replace the Google or the Facebook groups.
Yeah.
And I think it grew so much beyond that because we kept saying, well, what if we could do this? And what if we could do that? I was like, okay, hang on, let me take some notes. And
right. The what ifs never stopped. The what ifs never stopped. And I would be remiss if I didn't give a shout out to Hunter Lawrence as well, who worked tirelessly. This is your app team right here. It was Wendy, myself, Justin, and Hunter. Who worked tirelessly on putting this together. But here's the thing. There were a lot of what ifs, but it wasn't what if. It was always an expansive what if, like bringing things together and figuring out how to make the most of this for you all. For like we were saying to ourselves, if we were a user, what would we want at our fingertips? What do we want in a community? And it was so much more than just Facebook. And by the way, we're not ignoring social media. We're not ignoring Facebook or any of the other platforms that we already play on. We're happy to play there. We're just so incredibly excited to have this private community for all of you. And so let me just show you a couple of things. You can see the home screen when you download the app, and we'll tell you how to do that in just a minute. But when you download the app, you will be able to see this home screen. Now, this is not an app for using Mailbox Power to design things and things like that. This is a social community. So we will be sharing ideas. We will be providing tools and training. Wendy's going to be doing lots of lives in the Post, and we have the ability to let you know when that's going to happen. There are so many things that this app is giving us the ability to do right at our fingertips. But more importantly, what it's going to give you the ability to do right at your fingertips. That's the magic of this. So, right here is, let me just go back. On the top right of that, you see my news feed. Now, let me just say, when you download the app, you are going to be asked 7 questions before you as you download it, as you get into the process. You'll be asked 7 questions. These questions are going to help us build tools for you in the future. So please answer them thoroughly and completely. But as we do this, it helps us dial in what kind of content you need in the future. What do we have? A lot of people from a specific industry, or a lot of people with X amount of employees, or in a certain little niche. This will help us build tools in the future so that we can bring more things like this to you, and more things like the video you just saw that will really help you with your business, help you expand your business. So with that, if you're a Mailbox Power user already, if you use the same email, then you'll have seamless transitions between Mailbox Power and the Post app. So Mailbox Power is accessible. You can see it down on the bottom of your screen right now, right there with the blue box. It is accessible through the app, but that'll just take you to the Mailbox Power.
Yeah.
So, and you'll be able to do that. If you register using your email, then you'll have seamless transitions. Now, when you register, because some of you may already have found it secretly, but when you register for that, go ahead and change the username, because by default, it's going to pull the first section of your email, which is anything before the @ sign. So in my case, Vanessa at Mailbox Power, it's going to pull whatever's before that @ sign. You can go in as you're registering for the app and change that right on the fly so that we know who you are, so that you're not like, Team Mom 752. so,
Well,
so
and Vanessa, let's be clear too. This app, you can download it and register for it, even if you don't have a Mailbox Power account.
yes,
Right? It's for everyone. So
yeah,
if you're out to lunch with someone and you're wanting to get them introduced to Mailbox Power, have them download the app onto their phone and get going and sign up for the app. They
yeah,
can always create the Mailbox Power account later, but
yeah,
this app is for everyone. When we say use your Mailbox Power email address, it's just the email address. It's not the same. It doesn't have to be the same password or
yeah,
anything like that. That allows us to connect your accounts together. So as we mentioned, some of those questions we're going to ask you are just profile questions. You can go in and put a really cool picture of yourself in this, just like you do on Facebook or Instagram. And then you can answer some of the questions, which are things like, what industry are you in? How mature is your business? Do you use a CRM? Things like that.
yeah,
Because then what we can do is take that information and tailor a better experience for you when you're browsing Mailbox Power on your laptop and you're
yeah.
looking in the design store, for example.
Yeah.
So
Jerry, hang tight. Jerry, hang tight. We'll tell you how to download it in just a second. People were like, where is it? And Rick, and
I love
Rick, to answer your question, Rick, the dollar signs, I'm assuming you're asking how much it is. That would be free. Free.
free,
Free.
free. That's right.
Free. Free. Is that a good price? Free is always a good price. All right. So we want you to do something else when you download it, though. In addition to editing your username, definitely enable the push notifications so that we can communicate with you. We promise not to bombard you with crazy content, but we do want to be able to communicate with you. So enable those push notifications. And by the way, when you download the app and when you register, you will automatically be added to a community called the Collective. That is the home community for everybody that downloads the app. There are additional communities that are available, just like with Facebook groups. There are additional little groups that are available to you, but you will be added to the Collective, and you'll also be added to our news and events. So you'll be able to see what's going on with Mailbox Power. So hopefully that clears that up. Let me show you what happens when you hit that My News Feed button at the top right of your screen right now. It says My News Feed, and that will show you this, which it looks like a Facebook news feed, really. But along the top there, you see those dark blue buttons, and those are all the different groups. We have groups for insurance, we have groups for realtors, we have groups for direct sales. We will be adding future groups based on the feedback from those 7 questions that we're asking you on the front end of this app. So we will be adding more to it. But this is pretty exciting, Justin.
Yeah, I mean, the idea here was that look, we know a lot of people don't want to use Facebook. They're trying to get off of Facebook, they're trying to switch. There's just too much other noise or other things going on there. So, I mean, this is essentially replicates that same experience so that we can communicate to you. As Vanessa said, if you have push notifications turned on, when we post in news and announcements, you're going to get a little notification on your phone that says, hey, so and so in Mailbox Power just posted something, and you can go check it out. You can also communicate with the other users right here in this app. You can follow people so you see when they post. It is so cool, guys. It is like, if I'd thought about this 20 years ago, I could have started Facebook. I mean, I don't know.
That's
It's really cool. So we
What were we doing, Wendy? Come on.
I know. And you know what? I was thinking this morning about some of the words as I'm so excited to be able to interact with all of you in this community and for you to really take ownership of this app. This is your community for you guys to network together, to connect, to share ideas, for us to have all of the resources there. And yes, it would have been nice if Justin could have invented it 20 years ago, but anyway, but I'm really excited, like Vanessa was saying, to get to know you guys, to hear what your businesses are, what your challenges are, how you're using Mailbox Power, how you're winning with Mailbox Power and having success in your business, but also making this a place where you come over and go, oh my word, it's so awesome. The education over here is great. The training is great. We're going to have trainings that only take place in the app. We're going to have events that only take place in the app. So it really is going to be your place and your community for all of Mailbox Power.
Yeah. And you're creating that. So that's the coolest part. So it really is a business focused app for all of you. Let me show you something else that's in there. In addition to the communication and the community that we're building right there, there is also something else very, very cool. And that is the Learning Center. And we have put all kinds of things. It's a work in progress. It is never going to be finished, but we've got the document, we've got PDFs in the document center. We've got a couple of newsletters in there, and we will be posting our future newsletters. We've got a few lunch and learns that you can take a look at. We've got our master classes in there as well. We also are certified training partners. Although they didn't know what they were doing it for at the time, they recorded a lot of tips and tricks for you guys, so that we have a lot of those in there too. We have all kinds of other things to show you. So I encourage you, when you do download it, again, like Casey says, you're not going to break anything. Go poke around, push the buttons, try it out. And to answer your question, Justin, why is Wendy on board?
There you go, right?
This is going, yeah, so we are now handing this over to Wendy. She is our community, our brand ambassador, but also the community coordinator here at the Post. So we're excited about that and everything that she brings to the table. And Wendy, I know you're excited about it. You and I have been blowing up the phone lines with ideas.
Well, from the time I first heard that that is what you wanted to do, I thought it was genius. I mean, I don't know, that the opportunity to be in your own community with those that you're working with ideas, like all of you guys are entrepreneurs, you're all sharing business ideas, you're all working together. And I have learned so much the past month. It's been so fun. I felt a little bit like at times like I'm like getting waterboarded with ideas of how to use Mailbox Power. But seriously, the sky is the limit. And having been in a business for 15 years with Justin, where we were all about personalization and seeing your name on something and knowing that you mattered and feeling, you know, that connection. I feel like, and I love the name too. Don't you guys love the name? Like, go crazy in the chat with the name. Like, it's such a great name. I was actually doing a little research about the mail. They were calling it the Post in this article I was reading, and they were talking about how from the early days of our country, even just the innovation that it took to create the mail, and how people have not changed in how much they love to get the mail, how much they love to get a gift, how, like, what a difference that is, especially for our younger generation. They are so sick of email. They're so like overloaded with digital. But if you send them something in the mail, you know, a millennial business owner, they're like, gosh, someone knows who I am. Like, it's really powerful. And so I'm so excited. Social media, social influence, all of that is where I've kind of put my heart and soul the last few years. And so to be able to take that along with my experience as a business owner and as a network marketer too into the Post, I could not be more excited. It's going to be, love me some mail. Who's Geraldine? Okay, love it. Love me some
mail. So listen, guys, you see the QR codes that you can scan those on your screen right now, whether you're on, whether you have an iPhone or you're on an Android. please scan the appropriate one. If you're searching for it, you'll search for the Post community. So if you're searching for it in the App Store, but no need to do that if you just scan one of those QR codes that is right in front of you right now. So
Vanessa, one question too that I saw that I just want to make sure we're clear about. There is a web version of this, and it's available at thepost.mailboxpower.com.